Hey.
Right?
Yes.
Shawnta, what's happening, man? You got this amazing book. You're in town doing some really cool stuff. You're speaking today to a group of girls, which is so needed. We spend a lot of time talking about how the boys need it. Girls have been doing just good for such a long time. And now we're starting to see a lot of our girls are taking a little dip. And they need some inspiration. And we need to put our eyes back on our girls and just say, baby, keep doing your thing. You got some great role models around you. You don't have to try to succumb to be accepted. You don't have to dumb yourself down to be welcome. Keep soaring.
Yes, definitely. And I like to ask young ladies, are you a leader or a follower? Girls Who Brunch Tour, girlswhobrunchtour.com. They're in town. So the executive director, Nicola Mitchell, she's born and raised in Las Vegas. So am I.
Okay.
And so the event is today at Walnut Recreation Center. Registration is from 11 to 11:30 a.m. And so folks are more than welcome to, they still have tickets available. We have a live DJ. We have panelists. I am actually facilitating a workshop today for girls ages 15 through 17 on the benefits of gratitude and positive affirmations. And so all you have to do is go online, girlswhobrunchtour.com, and you can show your ticket on your phone at the door.
I love that. Now, you wrote a book, and you have this amazing book, The Journal of a Woman with Lived Experiences. Tell us about that.
Yes, definitely. Actually, I wrote 2 books.
Oh,
so
boom.
The first one, The Journal of a Woman with Lived Experiences, I'll give you a little backstory.
Okay.
And so I normally, I journal all the time. I've journaled my adult life, and I've always thrown my journals away out of shame, embarrassment, and guilt. I never wanted anyone to see what I wrote. And then one day I was reading a journal entry to a friend, a guy friend. And I was telling him, I probably will throw this away. And he was like, no, you could probably help someone someday. And then I had this aha epiphany moment. And I said, you know what? I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do it. And so my book includes 21 of my personal journal entries that were never written for the public. So when I was writing this, never intended to share. And so my background, a little bit about me, I am a public health and nonprofit consultant, and I do a lot of evaluation work. So that means that I can look at things and I can identify themes, and so that's what I did with my journal entries. And I came up with these different journal entries, and I said, you know what? That's positive affirmations. That's gratitude. That's the power of storytelling. I talk about my domestic violence experience, self-validation.
Was that something that you threw away because of embarrassment?
Yes. And so what I did is I actually suppressed the memories, and I write about this. And so I wear 2 hats in my book. There's Shawnta Jackson, the mentor, the advisor, and then there's Shawnta Jackson, the vulnerable person. And I talk about that, how I suppressed the memories, and not until me writing that I learn more about myself, kind of like self-assessment.
Yeah.
And I'm able to, and I talk a lot about love and relationships as well in my journal entries.
Yeah.
And so why I make the decisions that I make in relationships, or why I have, and what I've subconsciously have done, the decisions that I've made, it was as a result of that relationship.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you spoke about it, because there are so many women who have suppressed and have looked the other way in shame because of what others would say. And now we have girls who are doing the same thing. He didn't mean to hit me. He really didn't mean it. If I wouldn't have been getting on his nerves, he wouldn't have hit me in the face. That's why I have a black eye. Or do you understand what I'm saying? And you got girl dads out here who are like, dude, I've never been to jail, never been to prison before, but I'm willing to go for that reason right there.
Yes, I was 19 years old, and I met my boyfriend. He was 25. I left Las Vegas, and I went to Chicago for college, and I met him in my freshman year. He had 5 kids, and I ended up getting married in undergrad. So I was 21, married with 5 stepchildren. And the last day that I was in Chicago, we were on a road trip, and I made it back to Las Vegas with my family, with my 11-month-old son, and with 3 pairs of dirty clothes, $200, and just my son in his car seat. And that's how I showed up back to my family in Las Vegas. But I ended up trying to make it work. We do that sometimes. And the very last day that I was with him in Las Vegas, I slept in the bed with my shoes on because I wasn't allowed to leave the house. And the next morning he left and I snuck out. And I moved on. That was like the final time. And so that was the third and fourth time that I left him. And I talk about that in my first book, The Journal of a Woman with Lived Experiences. And then my second book, The Resilience of a Woman, Stories of Faith, Love, and Perseverance, I talk about the first and second time that I left him. And but it's more so about, and I add in just my entrepreneurial journey and how I found my calling, myself, and just different things in life experiences.
Yeah.
And so I have that story.
Yeah.
And traditionally, I never wanted to tell it. And I thought I thought it wasn't that bad, and that, other women have gone through worse. But I was participating in this private Zoom chat, and this woman spoke, and she was saying how she has seizures to this day. And that could be me. That could have been me, but it's not. And then she also mentioned her son was murdered, but he was a perpetrator. He witnessed what his father did. He grew up to do it. And I believe, I don't know if it was self-defense, but it was a domestic violence situation that caused his death. And so I said, you know what? I did the right decision. I made the right decision. When my son was 11 months old, he saw his father slap me, and my son slapped me. And so that was the final, that's how I ended up here with three pairs of dirty clothes. Like, that was like the end. And so I tell my story because, I like to model and I like to show people, if I can do it, so can you. But like you said, a lot of women, they don't want to tell because they're embarrassed, but you can really help someone.
Shawnta, let me tell you something. You know what's so attractive in a female, and most men, who'll be honest, will tell you, what's so attractive is when she's empowered and she has confidence and she's walking with that confidence and her head is up and she has vision and she knows her purpose. One of the most attractive things, women do things, fix themselves up for themselves, and that's cool. But if you ever want to attract a man, be confident. Be intentional in how you move. And I've heard so many horror stories like this, and I'm so proud of you for being brave to not throw the journals away anymore, but to tell the story, because you're doing the right thing. God is using you to save some lives. My mother she didn't flee. She threw hands on the last day. She laid the mistress out, and she had already had a U-Haul outside and had everything packed up. But she came back in, and it wasn't pretty.
Yes.
But she gave up the house and the 3 cars, and we were raised in the projects. It had to be traumatic for my siblings to leave out of a home with their own rooms, and now we're cramped in an apartment. She gave up everything, went on welfare, gave up everything. But her mission was, before I let my children think that it's okay for me to be beat and live this type of lifestyle, and for my boys to think that this is how you treat a woman, and for my girls to think, in order for a man to love me, I should allow him to treat me this way. Not only no, but hell no. We out.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the resiliency.
Yeah.
So resiliency, everyone, that means it's your ability to go through something and you bounce back.
Yeah.
You heal and you grow. That doesn't mean that you get over it. No. And thank you so much for your kind words. But this was a process. Yeah. And even though I am a very confident person, I practice gratitude and positive affirmations. I have to keep my cup full. I have my moments when I'm vulnerable, when I'm not sure. So I think that's for me, what's helping me is my my spiritual growth. And my personal beliefs, the journaling, journaling for gratitude, or when I'm confused and when I don't know the answers. And if needed, of course, there's always professional help as well.
Well, I love what you're doing, Shawnta. I do. And I think you are truly going to be a blessing to so many young women out there. Young women and men need help. I remember back in the days, Oprah made journaling positive and made it something that people started talking about, especially in communities of color. Women have been journaling. We didn't call it journaling. I think back in the days they used to just write their thoughts out and they just said their diaries. Now they call it journals. And I tell guys all the time, a lot of my fraternity brothers and I talk about, man, just write your thoughts out, man. Just write things out and go back and read it. It brings things into a better perspective. But today you're going to be, you have a big event that's taking place, but it's sold out.
Yes, thank you, everyone. The benefits of gratitude and positive affirmations. Yeah. It is a discussion-based learning workshop, and we talk about how gratitude and positive affirmations benefits your spiritual and mental health, and then how your spiritual and mental health impacts the other areas of your life because they are not independent of each other. And we talk about the benefits of journaling, which include clarification of your thoughts and feelings, a better personal understanding of yourself. It helps you with your problem-solving skills and helps you to better communicate with the people that matter. So there's different benefits of journaling, and then there's actually scientific benefits for gratitude as well. We talk about that. And we do an assessment, but the good thing is, even though this workshop is sold out, I will have future workshops. Yeah. So everyone subscribe to my mailing list at ShawntaJackson.com, and I will also have virtual workshops as well.
Okay, I love that. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here.
I really appreciate you.
Dimples, how can we once again give everybody your handles? How can we reach you? Pull up your music. We're going to close out the show with your music today, but go ahead. Sure.
I am a fan of Shawnta Jackson. Yeah. I am subscribed, and I have her journal, and it's signed.
Nice.
And I know her in real life.
Yes.
And I follow Dimples online on all platforms.
All right. They got girl power going on up in there. Girl power in the building. Hey, y'all,
We're
thank you.
Together.
Yeah. There
you can find me, everything Dimples is dimplesmusic.com.
Yeah.
On Instagram and Facebook, I am Dimples Music.
There you go.
For the most part, all my music is on all platforms. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Dimples Music Channel. And I did also start a hair company with my sisters. And I just want to say it's called ahairparty.com.
Ooh.
So check that out.
Ahairparty.com.
I gotta get you some hair, girl.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go.